I've wasted years of my life going to bars and clubs. And in America, this is almost like a rite of passage. You turn 21, you go get drinks with your friends. This is just what you do. Or you get, you go down, you go to the bar after work and get some drinks with some friends, decompress from your long work day. And all this never sat right with me. I always cared about every single thing I put in my body. And it's just like majority of alcohols I wouldn't even put in. I knew what they're about. I knew how they were made. I mean, like, drinking is just so lame here. You know, just to you know, just to summarize it all, I mean, it's terrible. The drinking culture, especially in America, is so bad. And it seems like this is the same way in England too. And I don't know if this is the same in Australia and other Western countries. But like here in America, when I go to a bar, people don't even talk to each other. Like I thought this is what this was supposed to be. Like I stopped going out at 21 years old. I'm 30 right now. So 9 years later and I went back to the bar to see what it's like and it's gotten worse. Like I would always meet one new person when I went to the bar and nobody meets anybody. And like I think everyone's just sharing their addictions. This is just what it is. Like everybody looks so old and aged. You have the lowest quality people that go to bars. And it's just like they're just there to waste time, you know? And it's just ridiculous to me. Everyone expects you to drink on the weekend. Like, is that the only thing to do? There's so many things to do in this big, beautiful country, and everyone just chooses to drink. Like, everyone's just drinking their sorrows away. Like my old friends that friends, right? But we'll go to bars every weekend, and they'd always say, "What else would we do?" And I would point out plenty of things we could do, and they would never go. They'd never want to like join me. They're just stuck doing the same thing every weekend. They just had no lives. It was just boring. It was just default. And I'm like, this is such a horrible way to live. Honestly, it's just, oh man, it's just, I've wasted so much time. I'm so pissed. I'm so angry about it because like so many times so many hours and days I've wasted at parties, clubs, and bars. I could have spent time with my family. I could have started this business earlier. I could be helping other people's lives. I could be focusing on my health, on my fitness. I mean, that's what I did. For these basically these 9 years, I just focused all on fighting, right? I was just training. I was waking up early. I didn't have a weekend for years, right? I mean, best decision I did, honestly. And there's nothing to miss out on. You think there's FOMO, right? There's really nothing to miss out on. It's just a bunch of people sharing their addictions. Nobody cares about their drinking. Nobody's there to meet people. Nobody's there for conversation. If anything, people want to fulfill their desires, mostly lust. It's just people go to the bar and they degrade themselves. And I see people that I used to know that go to bars with, that continue to go to the bars, they look worse. They don't look better. And like, don't get me wrong, like you know what I'm talking about, especially if you're American. You know what I'm talking about when I say I don't like going to bars. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's nothing wrong with going to higher class places. Like I've been to like cocktail bars. I've been to cigar bars, which I love. Higher quality people, better. I mean, people are actually well dressed. People want to speak to you. They want to meet people. They look cleaner. They enjoy they're there because they enjoy their lives. They're not trying to escape their lives. That's the difference. And it's really a different class of society, different class of just higher quality people. I mean, I can tell you these people in these places, they're a lot of them are in shape. A lot of them care about how they look, unlike to people at your like local bar. It's just I don't know. It just sucks. This is a culture, and I meet people like you don't have to go to the bar. Like, what am I gonna do then? Like, man, first of all, this is just all in your head. This is just a limiting belief because this country is massive. There's so much to do in this country. Like that's bullshit. I don't want to hear that from anybody. What am I gonna do? It's just you don't have anything to do. You have a boring life. You're just trying to escape. This is what I don't like about the bar. I actually do like alcohol. I actually do like cocktails. Obviously in moderation, doing all these things. But these are the unhealthiest places in the world. I can tell you, like kept my, I've retained, I've retained my youth. I've kept my brain strong and sound. I've kept my mental health, my physical, my spiritual health has just risen since I just stopped going to these places. And it might be more of the vibe, it might be the frequency that these places are giving off. Because again, a lot of people they go to these local bars and pubs and stuff, and they're just there to escape. You know, that's why people drink immediately after work. Like, it's the first thing you want to do. Like, come on, like, this sucks. Like, and I know so many people that are still in this in their 30s and 40s. I'm like, I do not want to end up there. I do not want to end up going to the same bars that I did, basically, sneaking into when I was like in high school, like the same fucking places. And people think you don't go to the bar, you're a loser. But really, they're a loser. They're just projecting onto you because they know they're wasting your life. They're not growing. They're not going anywhere. And again, I'm not against drinking. I'm not against having fun. But I want to go to different places, cocktail bars, wine bars, cigar bars. I don't want to go to your average place and all they serve is just like glyphosate, microplastic filled American beers. You know, coming from a plastic tube out of the tap. Like, it's just gross. And they give it to you in a plastic cup. Like, what is this? What is this? Nobody gives a shit. Everyone's there just to get drunk. They're there for a feeling. They don't care about what they're drinking. They don't care about the conversation. This is why the music's so loud in these places. Like, how can I talk in here? And some of these places don't have a dance floor. So there isn't a place to dance. And if there was, people wouldn't be dancing. But, like, you can't even talk to people. Like, it just makes sense. It just makes, you sit here just to get out of your house. You drink so you don't lose your mind, so you go to sleep at night. It's really depressing. And I just think about, I'm just, best decision I ever made. But I guess this is something you have to see, right? Because if you're watching this, you've never been to a bar, you think this is stupid. Well, go ruin your life a little bit, and then go figure it out. I guess you got to touch fire to know it's hot, right?